let's get into our topic. As I said, our topic is a man's perspective on dating and relationship. And so I want to start with the foundation. Um, Meeting someone, initiating the first move. Now, back in the day, and I speak from a Caribbean perspective, and so that's why I'm so happy that I have you guys from different country, different backgrounds, that you can give us like these diverse perspective. Back in the day, the appropriate thing to do was for a man to make the first move. But you know, women are evolving and they go after whatever or whoever they want. Who do you think should make the first move as we talk about dating?
The first move. I think either party could make the first move. I think the way society kind of looks at it now is that the female is supposed to, well, the males are supposed to be the one who makes the move as the man. But I think once you see what you want, then just go for it. I don't think there is any flaws or bad side to that. Maybe look down on, but from my perspective, I think both parties can make a move. So I don't have a problem with a girl making the move towards me. No problem. Yeah.
And Marlon, who do you think should make the first move? Because from the streets, I hear the women make the first move when it comes to you. But you know, you could set the record straight for us, of course.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. It's true. Women always make the first move when it comes to me, and then I decide whether I'm attracted to them or not. And sometimes there's instances where I see someone I like and, I might approach them. But most instances, I like when a woman approach me. So I don't got to work too hard. I ain't got to
Ah,
talk too much.
you like when things come easy.
Not easy, but, you got my interest. And if I like you, I'll give you my interest as well.
So, in terms of dating and first moves, you got to think that there's been this whole dating app that's been created called Bumble, which honestly I am on because it's hard for me to meet genuine women in my industry. And the whole premise of Bumble, if you're not familiar, is the female has to make the first move, as opposed to something like Tinder or something that from a few years back where anybody could initiate. The thing with Bumble is the woman has to make the first move, and I personally, I think I like that. So there's no particular rule that says the man is supposed to or the woman is supposed to. It's whoever feels the vibe and wants to go after what they want, let them initiate it, and then you wait and see what the reaction and the response is to
In
that.
my opinion, I think the guy should make the first move because
Why though?
be- because if a girl, for instance, in this generation, if a girl comes up to you and approach you in a certain way, telling you that you're cute, asking you for your number and those kinds of stuff, the men in this generation, the young generation, this generation, they would think that she's an or something. They will look at her in a different way. So I think it's a man's duty to make the first move. But I will make the first move.
Traditionally, there was a glass ceiling. The glass ceiling is gone. So psychologically, women can do whatever they want, men can do whatever they want. And there's not a lot of good fish in the water, so why waste your opportunity to have that person make the move?
So things are
Yeah.
different there. Growing up in Guyana and then moving to Toronto in the city, and not being as appealing as you might you thought you were, and you have to step up your own game. I like a direct woman, man. Like, because a lot of times what happens is that for guys, I mean, at the end of the day, the people have to make the decisions, but um, I'd prefer to know like what the other person's into. I like confident woman who can like tell somebody if they want them or not. But it's not like you're not taking it to an extreme, but at least that would indicate to me that this person knows, like that female, she knows what's up, and she doesn't have any reservations to like go and tell a guy that, hey, listen, I want to go on a date with you. I want that, but that doesn't mean I wouldn't go and make the first move either. But like it should be equal, right?
I don't like games. Like I'm very uninterested in games. So if you see me and you saw me 10 minutes ago and you want to talk to me, then come talk to me. If I see you and you saw me and you want to talk to me, but you want to act like you didn't because you want to pretend like you aren't that interested, like to me that's just bullshit. It's just a bunch of shit. Which, to be honest, like I think that translates a lot in the relationship because that's manipulation off the bat. Like if you're pretending like you didn't care or like you're not interested, so that way I have to initiate, you're manipulating me so that way you can get what you want. And at the end of the day, that's not a very good basis for a relationship, to be honest.
So, based on what everyone has said, ladies, make your move. Okay, you heard it from the guys. They're all for it. So you see somebody or you see someone that you want, make your move. So we're still on the topic of dating now. The first move was initiated by the male or female. How important? Because everything is like surgery, body plastic surgery is so glamorized, and you've got to have a big butt, tiny waist, big boobs, and that's like the perfect girl. And so it's so glamorized by people that are influencers. How important is a woman's physical characteristics?
Honestly speaking, attraction is key in the initial emotion of wanting to know more. But if us as men stop being shallow and we really start thinking down the line, beauty fades. We all know that. Personality becomes key in the later years. You don't want to be with somebody that's boring. You could be as beautiful as you want, but if the mind is rotten, there's no point. The apple could be pretty on the outside, but if the inside is done, you don't want it.
I won't say physical appearance is 100% the thing that strikes the deal for me. Obviously, you have to have something about yourself that really draws me to you. But I mean, the person has to look a particular way. They have to be attracted to them. So, in terms of the boob job and all of that, that's not what I'm attracted to. But more so your personality. And as I say, you have to look good, but look good in my eyes isn't necessarily all of that makeup and the whole cosmetic stuff. So it is important because once you're attracted to somebody, it kind of keeps your eyes to that person, so you don't end up, or you try not to end up looking at somebody else in a
Right.
sense.
Well, first off, biologically speaking, psychologically speaking, men, we are a lot more visual. We respond to stimuli like that easier. And that's the thing. That's what differentiates us from women. Because women, as much as they know this, that's why all these things are going on. That's how you catch the visual first. I think what happens with that world is people who get drawn into that, who are basically like, that's the level that where they want to stay at, where it's just visuals and the stimulation that comes from that. They go after that, right? But I think for myself, after that initial attraction goes away, then I mean, substance must come, and that can only come from when you're like stripped naked, and I mean stripped naked mentally, right? And you have to be attracted to what's in somebody's mind. So for me, I think we have to be realistic first. Like women are actually more story oriented. That's why all these fantasy novels like 50 Shades of Grey are selling more, even at a time when we're talking about all this stuff about like control, because women want the story aspect of their relationship. They want to have a knight in shining armor. They want to have a billion.
I
Yeah.
think I'm gonna be honest, just because I think it's also um, I don't know. I don't know if I agree as much because I feel like we're basing things like yes, of course we need to be attracted to them, right? Like that's what wanting to date someone is. You're attracted to them, whether it's physical or personal. Um, I know when I think to myself and also about what my friends do and other guys that I've seen, I read into things a lot more. So I'd be more interested in talking to a girl that I can see act a certain way. I was just thinking about the the boob job type of thing, and to be honest, like if I see a girl walk into a club and she looks like her ass is half hanging out of her dress and there's some really obviously fake tits that are being shown with massive cleavage. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you, I would probably stray the fuck away from that because to me that just means that that girl needs way too much attention to I don't know, like that's not attractive to me. No matter how good she is physically, I wouldn't really care to talk to her.
I think physical appearance is the initial step. I think it's what maybe drives us to be more curious about the person and see if we want to get to know them better and see the bond that we could create and everything. But right now, I think because of social media and because of just a lot of access to the internet and different things, there's a lot of warped senses of comparisons where everyone feels like they need to look like this or they need to look like that. And when you find that person that goes against that grain, you kind of respect them, and they're even more attractive because they're not the conventional woman that everyone that you see 40 times a day showing their parts on Instagram. And I'm 42, so I'm old school. So that means if my man can walk up to me on the street and show me a picture of my lady in a thong and be like, yo, that thong, bro? Her ass was eating that thong up. Like, what are you talking about? So back in my time, if a man could do that, then me and him have a problem, or me and the lady have a problem, because that means she sent him that picture, or they're dealing with each other. Now
No.
he doesn't even have to know her, and he could just be following her on Instagram and see that. Yeah. So
I'm ready. I'm ready for the shenanigans now. You know,
Oh
like that
my
was
God.
that
Marlon.
was back in the day. That was in the 80s, 70s, 60s. You know, it's getting normal now. You know what I mean? Women and their sex appeal is a must. I'm telling you, that's the first thing I look at, because I have an image. You know,
Mhm.
so any woman that I'm dating, she got to be up here. She got to look good. You know,
Right.
but she gotta look good. Because people gonna talk. They're gonna say, where freedom find this church girl from? Say, you don't know. I can't do it. I gotta get a girl that look good, has crazy sex appeal, and is hot. But at the same time, the morals and the, you know what I mean? She gotta have sense. She gotta
Got
have
it.
sense.
I agree.
Well, I mean that's up straight up for you right there. So sex appeal, but ladies, you gotta have morals as well. So but it's okay to be sexy as well, because there are a lot of beautiful, naturally beautiful women that have, great substance to them as well. So can we speak to that? I see Sean is a bit antsy. Sean, you wanna go?
Definitely, I agree with that. Something needs to be left for the bedroom. For me, I'm drawn to women that's more on the conservative side, but still show a little sex appeal in terms of probably behavior or some little swag. But if a girl is if it's really, really provocative, I can't see myself go more or go further with that.
I was raised with 6 sisters, so my thoughts on that is it's conflicting, to be honest, because I'm a male at the end of the day, and I like seeing them things, but how my mother,
What things? But okay.
I'm, yeah, I like seeing the assets, but as my mother raised me, or as I got a daughter myself, it's like I wouldn't want her to do that. You don't have to be half naked to be attractive. You get what I'm saying? There's a plenty intellectual, pretty women that take pictures and model, but they're not half naked on Instagram.
But listen to
They get
me.
the same amount of likes.
Listen to me. Some of them have to be half naked to be attractive.
I agree with that.
Yeah,
Come
some
on,
of
lad.
them have
I
to be.
agree with that. And that's
You know what I mean?
sad to say though. That's sad. You hear the statement you just made. That you don't think that's sad? That some of them
It
got to
is
be.
sad, but it's reality.
It is. That's the truth. Trust me, because we in similar fields. You do probably reggae and soca, but I do all the hip hop and
Yeah.
videos of all of these guys, and I get half of these girls to come there. And how I pick them is I go on their Instagram and I look at all the half naked pictures and I say, oh,
Oh,
they look
word.
good on video.
Yeah, because
That's,
sex sells, right?
it
Sex
do. Sex is
sells.
a $1 trillion
Yeah, sex
industry.
sells.
Okay. Like I hear you that might be the reality, but is that a girl you want to date?
We didn't say we dating them. We just saying that's the reality. We know what it is.
Right, and that's the point. That's I think the thing that.
But are you
I'm
gonna
saying.
date girls like that are half naked?
I'm gonna tell
It
you
depends.
the real.
Of course.
Are you
Girls
gonna
that's
ma-
half
Of
naked
course
is
Are you
it
gonna
is.
nothing
marry
but
that
play
girl?
toys.
For me, yeah, I would date a girl that's half naked on the internet. You know what I mean? It depends on if that's what's paying her. You know, because a lot of people gonna bash someone that's half naked on the internet, but when it's carnival, they jamming down on the road the same way. You understand? So there's a lot of hypocrites out there that's gonna say nah, and then there's people that's gonna understand where I'm coming from. But for me, I don't see anything wrong with it as long as she's not entertaining 100,000 guys, and she's not
So if
too
she's
accessible.
entertaining five guys, that's okay?
No, five guys is
Uh,
What do you
she
think of
gotta
OnlyFans
entertain
is?
me
Isn't that
alone.
literally entertaining 100 guys?
Nah, that's giving them something to talk about. That's that's business. That's business.
I have dated girls like that, and the younger me have dated girls like that. Let's get that straight. The older me, I have to see the mental. The mental have to outweigh the nakedness. That's how I feel. because I've met girls like that feel like that's the only option because that's all they see in media, social media, and they look up to these girls that do that, not knowing that these girls that do that is using it as leverage and not as payment. You get what I'm saying? So like Amber Rose, she's not that naked anymore of when she first started because she learned how to use the leverage of being naked to get where she wants to be. But then you have a girl like Black China that all she does is use her nakedness. You get what I'm saying? So I would date a girl like that, but it would have to her mentalness and her goals would have to outweigh her nakedness.
To a certain extent, with the fact that it has to do with the mental aspect of it. And sure, like you could leverage however you're doing whatever you're doing. You know what I mean? Um, but I'm also, in terms of the mental aspect, I think that part of it has to do. I don't know if I want to or would want to be with someone who feels the need to leverage something that they don't appreciate to get something that they like. You know, I think that part of the mental fortitude is saying, if that's the way that I have to get it, then I'm not going to get it. You know, because there's a bunch of shit that in my life I felt like, well, I could go this way to get it, but that wouldn't fit with how I feel morally. I'm a serial monogamist, to be honest. So I'm like a hopeless romantic, bro.
Aura, what's so funny? What's so funny, Aura?
It's bad.
He's a serial monogamist. That's funny.
Why is that funny?
Because there's a lot of people like that, but wouldn't admit it.
Yo, they coming for me in the comments online. They don't agree with me.
Oh my God. Well,
They
we'll
don't
get
agree.
into the comments. Not to worry. We'll get into the comments.
They don't agree
So,
with me.
I thought they wanted to be empowered. I thought they
Right.
wanted to wear what they want to wear. Like, what happened to that?
Right.
But that's not all the women. All the women don't wanna wear what they want to wear. They
No,
want
we're
to
not
be
speaking about
conservative,
all
but
the
they
women.
feel.
We're speaking about what we like. You know, I'm telling y'all what I like. Y'all tell me what y'all like. Y'all can't bash me for telling you what I like. Everybody like different things, you know.
That's okay. But Chris, I want to bring you in to just add to it because I know you had some more to say, like on this same issue, physical characteristics and the way a woman dresses when you know you to approach them to even date them.
I hope you all remember the Chris Rock edition where he said where he was giving the example of how women feel that just because they're dressed a certain way, they shouldn't be judged a certain way. And then he gave the example of someone being robbed and running up to this person that has a uniform on and like, officer, listen, someone just robbed me up the street. And he's saying the same thing they say. Oh, just because I'm dressed like an officer, you think I'm a police officer? I could dress however I want to dress, right? So it's one of those. It's like you can't. A lot of times, nothing. Let me preface it by saying this: nothing a woman has on gives any man the right to disrespect her. Period. But if you have the uniform of someone who fits the description of whatever that category is stereotypically known for, then it's not the same. It's not saying you can't get mad at the reactions you get, but you can't be surprised at the reactions you get, and should be already prepped to handle whatever actions you get accordingly, because you know what you're putting on. You know the reaction towards it. So it's both sides that have to be cognizant of what they're doing. And as far as me dating a woman that's half naked and all of that, that's not my thing because, one, I told you, I'm very finicky about the world seeing my woman. Right? I'm finicky about that. I'm finicky about someone being able to see how my girls look, how my woman looks in a thong or in a G-string. Like, why would I want any? Say I go to see my crew and my whole crew is sitting downstairs, and it's 10 of them, and they all have different pictures of my girl in lingerie, and they're comparing them. Why would I want that? And to top it all off, they didn't get it from anybody but her own Instagram or her own page. It's not even like they knew her, but they still are sitting there comparing my woman in lingerie. I would never want that. Like, and if that's, and I'm not knocking that woman, do your thing, but it's to each his own. And that's just not my lane. My lane is the woman that can impress me by looking good, but at the same time, her morals and her values and her power within life and her education. And I'm not mean book smart. I'm talking about education as far as her educating her mind and her mind state. I like that complete package. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm a complete package on my end of what I bring to the table. So I want the same in return. If we're gonna sit down and have an equal meal,
Well, at the beginning stage, I will look at your physical aspect because that's one of the things that would attract a man first at the beginning stage. But as times goes by, your values plays a lot and your character, your personality. So once your character and your values are intact, I have no problem. But but still at the end of the day, you have to be very careful with the way you dress.
Listen to
Physical
me before we
characteristics.
move on. Before we move on, there's a lot of women out there that's very aggressive about what they want, especially if they're independent and they feel like, I gotta get what I want. There's a lot of women that's aggressive out there that men can't tell them no. Seriously, I run into women that not, accepting a no, I got a girlfriend. They're saying, well, you're gonna figure something out.
Also, they want to be with you
Yeah,
regardless.
yeah. There's women like that. They see what they want and they gotta get what they want.
Wow.
To
Got it.
Marlon, but
Got
there's
it.
always a choice though.
Yeah, there's a
There's
choice,
always a choice.
but when a woman is aggressive like that, I don't feel like you have much of a choice sometimes,
Oh,
especially.
really?
Whoa, 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 whoa,
Really?
whoa, 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 whoa.
Whoa.
No, it's
Marlon be
happened.
pimping.
Yo, I'm telling you, it happened.
Marlon, Bridget,
There's women that approach me, and I didn't know how to tell them no.
What?
So,
what? Brethren, why wrong with you, Bridget?
yo, listen to me. In Guyana, especially if a Guyanese woman approach you and she wants you and you turning her down, she start thinking and telling you things like, "Oh, you probably gay or something." Like,
I,
they
I'm a
do stuff
Guyanese
like that.
woman. I'm a
They
Guyanese
do
woman. So
stuff
you're
like
not
that.
gonna paint us all with the same brush. Let's
No,
be clear.
no, I said an aggressive one. An
your mental
aggressive one.
fortitude is that weak. You're telling me your mental fortitude is that weak that
No,
you
it's not
can't
that
understand
it's that
the
weak.
little
It's
comments
not
of
that
oh, you're
weak.
gay?
Yo,
No, I
yeah,
want
don't
to
front.
bring. I
Don't
want to bring
front on
Aura in.
both
Aura's
sides.
making a very interesting point. Go ahead, Aura.
All right, this is saying, like, I had this conversation with one of my homegirls. A girl could come to a man and say she was raped, but a man can't come to a girl and say he was raped, right? Which I feel is not right. That gets on a little topic of what Marlon is speaking about, right? But how I feel is if you're a man, you stand up for yourself regardless. If you don't want sexual affairs with her, then you don't have to have sexual affairs with her. It's a two-way street. So for you to sit here and say you was pressured, no, brethren, you wanted the
Yeah,
vagina,
I was
you
bullied.
wanted
I
the
was bullied a
wetness, you
couple
wanted
times.
it.
No,
You
I was
wanted it.
bullied a couple
You're just using it
times,
as an
man.
excuse to say she pressured me. She didn't pressure you. You wanted, brethren.
That's true.
Yeah.
I've been to Guyana like at least 3 times per year and perform, right? And you know,
Yeah.
as a singer, it's almost it happens everywhere in the world. But then
Yeah.
you find some very aggressive girls like in Guyana as
Thank
well.
you,
Very, but
Sean.
yeah.
And what
It,
you do in that case when
what
when
I do?
they like very
What do you
aggressive?
do, Sean?
What do I do? If they're very
The
attractive,
whole Jamaica listening to you, Sean.
if they're very attractive, we
Don't be a
become.
Christian.
Oh my God, Marlon, stop pressuring him.
No man, but some of them you actually, if you're not attracted to them or you don't feel them, then you just tell them, say, yo, you have somebody or you're not interested. As much as they want to force it on you, you're just not interested. You're not interested.
Good.
Yeah, you're
And
not
the
gonna
ones
be pressured.
and the ones
You're
that's
not gonna be
attractive,
pressured.
that's aggressive.
That's a done
How you
deal.
deal with them?
That's a done
That's
deal.
Oh really? Word.
If I'm
Thank
attracted
you
to
very
them, why
much.
not?
Yeah, but you just have to think about
No,
it. You know
but
what I mean?
remember
You
you
just have
said.
to think about it.
But remember what you were saying, you know, if the person is aggressive, whether you're
Yeah.
attracted to them or not, that you have to
No.
partake.
Keeps the pressure. He keeps the pressure. That's what you're saying, Marlon.
That's what
that
you're saying.
Regardless if they're
Well,
attractive,
what Sean
once
He's
they
said,
not
start messing
caving.
with
He's
your mental,
what
once
Sean
they
choosing.
start
said,
messing
that's
He's
with
what
your
happened to
mental.
choosing.
me. Whatever Sean said, that's my situation right there. You know.
Okay, I want to bring Max in, and then Abdel. Max is like just laughing. Max, how would you deal with something like that? You're with someone, and then there are these aggressive women coming to you. How do you deal with that? Give some advice to our brother Marlon, please. He needs it.
Yes, Max. Speak the truth and shame the devil.
You guys hear me?
Yeah, Max.
Yeah,
You get
First and foremost, I would say that this is kind of crazy because what I was what I'm hearing would be a very different conversation if these were women saying these things. If we're talking a girl being pressured to do something, I mean, we're talking about a whole different world right now. So what I find kind of crazy, look, do you like the woman that's pressuring you? If you have a girlfriend and you don't want to be in that relationship, or you do want to be in that relationship, but this girl is pushing on you and she's clearly interested and attracted, I mean, then you go for what you want. I get it. When the second you say that you're not interested in someone, they'll tell you that you're gay. And that really is like a jab to the mental heart of a man for some reason. I think part of it is being able to stand for that bullshit where you just
Agree
say,
with
like,
you, Max. Like you feel like you gotta prove yourself. They upset you with that.
Right, but the thing is also you gotta know, you gotta prove yourself to yourself. Meaning, like, if someone says that you're gay and they're gonna come at you that way, I don't got nothing to prove to you because first and foremost, look how you're trying to treat me. What do I have to prove to you?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? I would say, if anything, that's not a person that you would ever want to be around because, like you said, you know, you guys have mentioned it. You're talking about mental manipulation. You're talking about trying to belittle you and make you feel like you're lesser because of something that you've proclaimed that has no offense. I mean, there's nothing really offensive about that, saying I'm not interested.
Well, women are aggressive like that if they already know, like women control their mate selection. So if they know that that's a prize guy, and also women do pre-selection by seeing which guys have more girls or already in a relationship. So that's how women do their selection. I'm being real here. I've
Say
seen
it
that.
one
I
more
have
time for
friends
the
that
people in the
talk.
back.
So they see a guy like Marlon. He's a big promoter. He's everywhere. They don't care about his girl. They're like, I want in there. So they're like, yo, I want you. But if it was just a place that nobody knows who he is, he's hanging out in a cafe, do you think girls are gonna go up and be like, yo, let's go, I want you now? No, because they know who he is. That's what women do. Now, how you deal with that depends.
Listen, I'm the elder statesman. I'm just listening because I'm in a no judgment zone. I just feel like
Definitely.
everyone has valid points. Everyone has their own opinion. There's no right or wrong answers based upon your beliefs. If your belief is one way, who is anyone else to say that that is the wrong way? You know, that's their way. All we can do is try to understand where they're coming from. So, in the sense of Marlon's case with the temptation, I can understand.
Marlon is the attention here, is the center of attention. Let's go though.
No. I'm just saying with Marlon, you know, I understand. I commend Marlon for being honest about past and present because the only way we can get anywhere with these conversations is by everybody being truthful and by everyone actually not trying to be politically correct, but actually feeling what they're saying. Because then, like my father used to say, your worst enemy is the one you don't see coming, right?
Yeah.
So the first way we could get to a better understanding of each other, male, female, whatever have you, is by being truthful. If no one's going to tell the truth, then this is just all a fluff piece. You know what I mean? So
definitely,
that's why I respect Marlon because that's spurring the conversation. That's showing the real side. Of course, like you know what myself and Max and some others are saying about how we respect women. That's a great thing for women to hear. That's what they want to hear. But it's not always the case as well. I don't want to present a picture where that's the only side that of course, in my younger days when I was younger, you know, I might have gone for the more attractive and less substance woman because I knew no better at the time or I gave in to temptation, right? Definitely. But I'm just saying at the age I am now and how I can only speak for how I am now. And because of maybe some of those give-ins to temptations and learning the hard way, I'm now at the point where I understand, you know, the woman looking one way is good, but a lot of times if she puts that much emphasis into just the look, then she could have been already telling you what her best assets were, and they were what you could see physically and not feel emotionally.
Now the seed is planted, and you want to take this girl out. Again, I'm gonna reference back in the day. It was usually the guy who would pick up the tab. Oh my God, I see some eyes rolling, but all right, let me finish, guys. Just give me a minute, okay? Back in the day, it was the guy who would pick the tab up, but like, who should pick the tab up? And guys, let us get real, please. Let's be honest. Who should pick the tab up? Marlon, go, because you always ready.
Oh, baby.
Most of the times I pay the
We
bill.
just
Most of the
had
times
this
I pay the bill.
conversation, yo.
Most of the times I pay
I'm
the bill.
talking about,
But
I can
listen
still
to
show
me.
you the restaurant bag right now, yo. We just
Most
had
of the times I pay the bill, and then sometimes you might meet a girl that's like, I invited you out, so I'll take care of it. You don't worry about it. I like those kind of girls. But most of the times I take the bill just, you know what I mean? So I don't look bad. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
just for that
Yeah,
reason.
just, yeah.
But you prefer for the girl to be,
I like that. I like to be treated sometimes. It's okay to treat a guy that you like, you take him out, you pay the bill. Guys feel good about that. They call all their friends and tell them like, yo, took
that
me
she's
here
a
and she
real
paid.
one. They say
Yeah,
she's a real one.
yeah. She got it, she got it. Miss
Exactly.
Independent.
Exactly.
So
Ah,
I like that. I don't want you to pay the bill all the time, but if like a gesture like that would make me interested more, because I'm like, all right, you're bringing something to the table. I see a little thing there. I could work with that.
so I see a lot more ladies taking you out and paying the bill. Yes, Chris.
So
Um,
it's so crazy. We just had this conversation. My lady and I were walking down the street, and we just started talking about this. Here's the craziness. Here's the craziness about it. So, at what point, I'm gonna ask you this, Tracy, and I can ask the gentlemen that are with us on this convo.
Yeah,
At
sure.
what point does a woman so a woman should only pay the tab when the mood hits her, or it's our birthday, or Father's Day if I'm a father, because I'm a father. So those are the only times a woman should pay the tab.
yeah, like
Ladies, please
Father's
drop your comments, but
we
drop your
need to
comments
be
in the comment
treated, man.
section
Like
on
guys,
this.
sometimes we
Hold
need
on,
to
hold
be
on.
treated. Sometimes you could afford to pay the bill, but it's just
But you
more
just tired of paying it
sentimental.
every time.
No,
Like
yeah,
that.
it's
Hold on.
more
Father,
sentimental when
Because it
somebody,
comes. No, here's the thing, and this is no reflection.
Go
This is no
ahead,
reflection on
Chris.
this is no reflection on the lady that I'm talking about. No reflection. But I will say this though. I will say this. If the man is paying every time, right? You ever hear how sometimes a woman might complain, oh, he never wants to do anything new. He never wants to go out anymore. You know why? Because that guy's like, yo, I don't have 5 racks every month to just use on entertainment. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I can't be ready every time you get a mood and want to go somewhere. I'm not, it's not my thing. And I might lose some of the ladies on this, but I'm being truthful right now. If we're
yeah,
sitting there in
it's
my
true.
living room, and you go, you know what? We should go to the opera. Who do you think is paying that bill? Who do you think is paying that?
I feel like if you come up with a plan, that bill is on you.
That
Like
bill
if
is
you
like,
say
if we go to the opera and we get to the ticket booth, you
you
go
bring me
step
there.
aside after. So wait, I was in my crib chilling.
Yeah.
You said let's go to the opera. I said okay, let's go. Cool. So when we get to the ticket booth, it's my turn. Now I'm stepping up again.
Oh, now Chris is hitting his chest. It's on. It's on.
I'm just saying.
You're one good.
I'm just confused as to when is it not our turn. So it's our turn every
Wicked
time.
one, Chris.
Huh?
Yeah.
I want to bring in Aura, then I'm going to bring in Sean, Max, Abdel, and I have O'Neill. Aura, you wanted to speak on this. Who should pick up the tab if you're taking someone out? Aura. So Aura's mic is muted.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm. My daughter just got my wallet and just threw everything everywhere. My fault, y'all. Yeah, I left my wallet on the kitchen table. I'll come. All right, so I'm gonna be honest. My mother always told me you never let a woman pay for anything except for Father's Day and your birthday. That's it. Right? Now,
I don't agree with that.
We'll get back to you, Freedom. Go ahead, Aura.
y'all can hear me?
Yeah, we're hearing you.
All right, so the problem is a lot of men don't be honest about their finances. So let's talk about that. You got to be honest about your finances, right? A lot of men in the beginning of a relationship be balling out. Y'all be Kobe on the court, right? Y'all get the girl, she be used to something, and then y'all turn into
Mute this guy.
I turned it to Wesley Snipes. You got to be honest. You got to know how to be romantic underneath a budget. Like when I was in college, the bridge was the perfect date for me. A picnic was A-OK for me. You got to spice it up sometime. Like you can't just keep using Saison. Throw some Goya in there if you can't afford it. You know what I'm saying? Throw some Maggie in there. But that's it. I feel like as the man, the female do everything else for us. Emotional support, support our dreams. The least we could do is take out and keep life exciting. That's it. You ain't
Alan,
ever
I'm
got
trying to find a mute button for him.
I see the ladies. The ladies are gonna be hitting you up a lot, Aura. Be careful.
Nah, don't hit me up. Don't hit me up. I'm focused on my career right now. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't got time for dates. But
Aura, go ahead. Good luck with all the dates, bro.
Aura. Too late. But Sean,
don't. I'm just being honest.
I just want to get everyone's opinion on it first, and of course, I'll bring you in. back. But Sean, what are your thoughts on who should pick up the bill?
My general thought on it is that I like to be treated, but I like treating. I like pleasing as well. So if it's a case where, for the most part, I tend to be spending when I go out. So if a girl chooses to pick up the tab, I mean, that's lovely. That would be great. I wouldn't feel any way about it. I wouldn't let her continually do it though. I remember I heard Chris saying that if I'm not sure if he meant wife or girlfriend, if she asked you out to the theater and she asks you to pay, if you'd feel a way about it. If it's a situation where it's your wife, I mean, it's probably coming out of the same bank account. So
right. If it's my wife, definitely.
That's the fact. If it's a wife, it don't matter.
If it's my wife, hands down, we are one. We've committed to being one.
Yeah. But you see, if it's a girl that you're just meeting or you're trying to impress her or you just ask her out, you more than likely you'll have to pay the tab. It's going to look away. It's probably going to look away. So I don't mind paying the tab. I agree with that. But you definitely
you feel good if she pays.
You feel good when she pays.
Exactly.
Nice feeling.
Reminds me every once in a while.
If she offers, still don't let her pay though, y'all. I'm telling y'all, because when y'all have that first argument,
no. I took care of you. If she offer,
making a really good point. Aura's making a really good point because women can be really insulting as well. And to say, well, and then go talk
if you
about
can afford to pay
the bill for this one and like that type of stuff. But hold on, gentlemen. Hold on. I'll bring you guys back. This is a topic you guys are very passionate about. I'm gonna go around. So Max, your thoughts. I want to hear everyone's thoughts. Abdel, then I'll do O'Neal, and then final words on this. Very brief. I think we gotta move on. We have so much more to talk about. My God. Paying a bill. We're stuck on paying. Who should pay the bill?
I think whoever wants to pay the bill pays the bill. I'm not even going to go into it. This seems to be too complicated. I feel like I'm going to be in hot water real quick.
All right, so Abdel, who should pay the bill?
I agree with Max. It's too complicated. It depends on who you're dating, and I remember my last year's relationship. I went out with a girl and she refused to have me pay on the first date because, like, I mean, she's had her own standards and she had her own thing going on. But that was just that case. Like, it just depends on who you're with and what the situation with. I mean, it's complex. I can't really get into it now. I mean, obviously as a man, like, you're gonna want to do things for your lady because that's how culturally, traditionally things used to be. But things are different now, and I guess you have to move from context to context, from woman to woman. Some women actually don't want that. They don't like that. Like, especially strong, independent women that I've met that work in this city.
Thank you, Abdul.
Like, tell you straight up, like, listen, I don't want you to be doing certain things for me. Like, I'm gonna do that. Like, I'm gonna take you out. Like, that's what some people are. Some women are the opposite. It just depends, right?
Yeah, I will.
Some women like to impress you as much as you want to impress them. That's it.
Back to Max, because he made his point was short. So Max.
I think one of the things that we're totally missing, which is like, I found to be the most important, because at the beginning I was lying a lot about my finances because I always wanted to be the dude who would take care of everybody, but I'm an independent 24-year-old broke ass artist, so let's be honest, like, there's not a lot of, you know what I mean? And I think that there's two things. First of all, do we need to go to a $100 ticket a week every single day? Do we need to go to a $200 restaurant? I could cook you a meal for $15 and it would be just as fire, if not more romantic than a dinner out, you know what I mean? So there's that. I think we need to be honest with our finances, so honest with ourselves, We don't need to spend $100 every single day at a restaurant. The second thing that we were talking is, communicating with each other about the relationship. Now, if it's your wife, and that's a shared account. I think what's interesting is like, if a girl says, I want to go on this vacation where we do this and we're going to spend about $2,000 on this vacation, whatever it be. I could tell her real quick, that ain't it. I'm not going to have that money. I just don't have it. And also, like, I don't want to go on that vacation and spend that money. Now, if she continues to ask and say, well, I want to do it, it's like, all right, well, then you could pay the $2,000 if you want. I'll go with you. I'll make it a hell of a good experience, but I don't have that money.
Got it.
See, that's what's called being honest with your finances. And that's the problem. A lot of men don't want to be honest with their finances. Stop acting like you Kobe and play Wesley Snipes, man.
How are you going to be so honest on the first meeting or the first date with a girl that you just...
Isn't that the whole point, though, in a relationship? If you can't be honest on the first day, like I'm going to tell you, I had an interesting moment about a minute ago, like a year and a half, but I wanted to take this girl out, and I had $0, like no money, because I was doing all my, spending on all these other things. And I texted her, I was like, listen, I'm going to be honest, like, I really want to take you out, but I don't have money to take you out. So if you want to hang out and you want me to cook you dinner or something, like, I want to do that, but I'm not going to be able to ball out on you on a first date. I'm sorry.
Max, hit me up. I got the $5 date plans. I got you, bro.
I love it. I'm gonna hit you up right now.
Good looking out, Aura, but I have to, gentlemen, I gotta bring in O'Neal. O'Neal has been going in and out, and we gotta move on. And from here on, we gotta just kind of keep the responses a bit short. I would appreciate that. So O'Neal, your thoughts on who should pay the bill?
Okay, last week I was watching the show last week, right? And I added up to here. So that's one of the reasons.
Up to here? Wow,
yeah.
okay.
So that's one of the reasons why I'm here. So I'm talking to the Guyanese girls, right? The Guyanese girls, they have this kind of mentality that a man has to pay the bill, right? Last week I think I heard Melissa or somebody, I can't remember his own. She said that she wouldn't pay any bill and she's not paying any bill, and that's a bad mentality for me, right? But I think it doesn't matter who pay the bill. Right, but I think it's a man's duty to pay the first bill, though.
No, just the first. Okay, as an introduction.
Yeah,
got it.
Woman could do it if she wants during any relationship.
So O'Neal watched the show last week, and he said he had it up to here with the ladies. All right, good, interesting. All right, we gotta move on. So we're almost finished with the dating, and now you're transitioning. You have who makes the first move, who pays the bills. All of that is kind of sorted out. So what are some of the most important aspects in a relationship that a man looks for? And I'll start with Chris. Ladies, get your notepads out. Take notes. Okay? Focus.
So what a man looks for in a relationship is for, I can tell you, can't speak for all men because we're different, but I'll speak from my perspective. What I look for in a relationship is intelligence. Number one is intelligence, because from intelligence you can change the world, but she needs to be intelligent. Sense of humor, definitely. She has to know a sense of who she is, a sense of purpose, a sense of character. Of course, she has to be attractive, but those are kind of byproducts. Just the substance of it is humor, intelligence, purpose, sense of purpose and sense of character, and also an understanding of how a good relationship is, meaning understanding where sometimes she'll have to compromise and sometimes he'll have to compromise. And I would love, if I can throw in as a caveat, I would love for her to understand that us not seeing eye to eye doesn't mean we're having a disagreement. We're two different humans that have had two different viewpoints that are now coming together. So a lot of times a difference of opinion in a relationship is confused as an argument. And it's not. It's just a difference of opinions that we're discussing. You know what I mean? So I would like for a woman to have kind of that maturity level to understand every disagreement of point of views doesn't constitute that it's an argument.
Definitely.
It has to be blown out of proportion to where we're saying things both of us don't mean. And I think a lot of times that's what happens. So if a woman could be on that kind of maturity level, I think we could work out everything else. It's just those things that I always see and we have to be able to be truthful. I have to be able to feel relaxed to be truthful around you, and the woman has to feel the same way about me. A lot of times men aren't truthful to the woman because something in her actions may show them, if I do tell her I'm broke, she's gone. She's not gonna wait for me. Or if I do tell her I'm this, she's gone. She's not gonna ride it out with me. And vice versa with the women telling the men. Let them know what you're looking for. Don't let a man treat you for 6 weeks if you knew from the first week you weren't digging him.
Got it.
Because
Marlon,
that karma is gonna come back either way.
definitely. Marlon, what do you look for in a relationship? What are most important aspects for you?
Basically everything Chris said, you know. She gotta have at least 5 subjects CXC.
Oh my God!
Marlon.
Okay, so CXC, right?
Yeah, English and
CXC,
math.
for the guys
Yeah,
who don't know, I gotta tell them. CXC is like, it's equivalent to, Marlon, correct me if I am wrong, like GED here? Is that it?
Yeah, GED or O levels.
Oh, okay.
Or O levels. So you gotta pass your O levels or your CXC to be with Marlon. What else, Marlon?
Yeah,
That
so
seems
you
like a
gotta
low.
be intelligent. I like sense of humor because you know I laugh a lot, so I like to, you know what I mean. I like a comfortable relationship where I could tell you something and it's funny, even if it offends you, you'll laugh about it. So that's some of the things that I look for. I need somebody that's private also, like when it comes to because you know I do business. Like my business can be out there, you know, in your conversation with your friends. So I want a woman that's private, that's gonna keep whatever is confidential and whatever she could tell, she tell. You understand? So that play a big role in my relationship, and that's what I look for. You know, security.
Okay, Sean, aspects.
I just think it's where you're at in life. Um, if you're looking for somebody to just link with, and I mean that's a term that young people use now. Link with somebody. I think you don't. It's probably just physical attraction at that point. If you're at a more serious part in your life where you're seeking a relationship with someone, like actually being with them, then I search for things like actual connection, outside of just physical attraction. So you look for somebody with common sense, or somebody that's actually goal oriented. What's that?
Okay, got it, got it. And Max, if you can, my apologies. Are you finished, Sean?
Well, not necessarily, but somebody
Go
that's
ahead, sorry.
it's somebody that actually wants something with a life that can contribute to us coming together and having a relationship. What if it's somebody that you're looking to just have a nice time with? I mean, just somebody that you can relate one and two things with and probably just click with.
Got it, got it. Max, if you can add, then we go to Abdel. We're about time to
Just
wrap up, so you
understanding.
guys work with me here.
I'm just looking for understanding. I think anything else could be figured out, but if the person is, I wouldn't say unintelligent, but if they're ignorant to other people's perspective, if they're ignorant to my dreams and my goals, then it's probably not going to work out. I like people who can understand other people's perspective because that's how you can move on in life and grow.
Definitely, definitely. Yes, Abdel, go ahead.
Yo, Chris, you should have your own show about this to young men. What
Chris
he said was
actually does
great.
have his own show on Instagram,
Yeah?
the Benchmark series. And let me just say, everyone go on our Instagram page, One on One
Chris,
with Tracey
I'd like
Khan, and
You.
you're gonna find everyone on the Instagram page and follow them, show them love. Everyone is doing amazing things here. Go ahead,
I,
Abdel.
I also agree with what Sean said, but I think it comes down to the communication, man, like from the beginning, though. And also where you're at in life. Like he just said, when I was younger, I was just into different things, and then you learn and you become more aware of yourself and who you are, and you go through, you make mistakes and all that stuff. But but what Chris said, man, it's fundamentally like what you're looking for. But it comes to the communication because not everybody's gonna be the same, and you just gotta like lay it down to the table truthfully from the beginning like that. And I think that's what people value most, and that's it. I think that's what we're lacking now, like proper communication. Like
Got it.
so much distractions going on, but like the communication, like look at your person and let's talk, get it out from the
Yeah.
beginning. That's what I
Got
want.
it. Got it. Aura.
It's simple. It's an acronym: CURE, communication, understanding, realism, and education. That's it. You
That's
come with
good.
those
That's
things,
good.
and that's it. CURE. That's the cure for relationships.
Got it. Got it. It's that simple. All right. So we're gonna move on. So there's the women term it a disease, men cheating, a chronic disease. Um, why? Why? I know, like I ask guys this a lot. And of course,
¿Qué
women
pasa?
cheat as well. Women cheat as well. Let me just put that out there. But I'm talking to you guys. I'm talking to men. Why do men cheat? Like, make the women understand. Like, why do you guys cheat? Marlon, you are smiling from ear to ear. I'm gonna let you take this first.
Me?
Yeah, like
I
you got
I
this.
don't cheat, man.
Black men don't cheat.
At first, I feel like,
Really, Aura?
you can. I don't know what to say, man. Why I cheat?
Oh, you
Oh,
cheat,
we're
Marlon?
talking about you specifically. Let's go. Let's
I
go.
cheat. I
Let's
cheat
go.
sometimes. I cheat sometimes. But what I'm saying is like, I don't know. There's not a specific reason. Like, there's a different reason every time I did. Like some women, I thought they was attractive. I want to hit it. I cheat. Some women, they like me. I cheat. I like them. But I can't explain, man. I can't explain. Like I really can't give you an answer to this.
There is no real reason why you cheat, but you cheat from time to time.
All right, look, Marlon. Want
I
me to
think
help you
it's
ready?
fun. I think it was a fun thing to do, honestly. I think it was a fun thing to do. Not that I play with anyone's emotions or anything of the sort, but I just feel like, I like to challenge myself when I see somebody that I like, just to know like I could pull this person. I feel good within myself. It build my confidence, my ego, you know.
Mm,
That's just for me. That's just what cheating did for me, it built my confidence.
got it. Aura, go.
Tracy, I'm gonna be honest, right?
Please.
100% honest. Females, the vagina is a gift. It's money. So it's $1 million. So if you have $1 million and I have that $1 million, do you think I'm not gonna want to go get another $1 million? Do you think I'm not gonna want to get another $1 million?
And
That's
another
it.
million.
That's
And
And
it.
and
another
some of them,
million.
some of them is more than a million,
Guys
Chris. Some of
only
them you
cheat
put five
because it's
million.
new. It's
Yeah,
new.
yeah, 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 yeah. The spice.
But if we make the proper investment, we would never have to cheat again. Listen to what I said. Men only cheat if the investment is not showing fruit because you're $1 million. So if we invest the $1 million into the right thing, we won't need another million because you could give us
That's
10
not
million. We
true.
don't need. It's new. That's why guys cheat. It's not emotional reasons. There's no other reason because it's new. We don't know how it feels until we have it.
Oh, got it. Got it. Sean.
You know what? To be totally honest, and a lot of persons won't believe this, but I've never cheated before.
Me
Wait,
neither.
what?
I've never cheated
What?
before.
What?
Shout out to
Cheating
you,
is
bro.
basically
Big
lying,
up
right?
yourself.
Like lying to
Big
somebody.
up yourself.
No, I've had my serious relationship before, and I've never cheated there. But then now, at the stage in my life where I'm thinking about career and stuff, I'm very honest. And as you said, the cure, the relationship thing, we're cure, CURE. I think I'm
Yeah.
very straightforward at start. Like I tell him what I want. If this is really just us, just linking or just seeing each other today, tomorrow, or next week. If
Sean,
me
I don't
linking
believe
somebody
you,
else,
man.
if me
I
linking
don't
somebody
believe you.
else, it's not cheating if you're totally honest about it.
Yeah,
Mm,
So
messing around.
I can't say I've ever cheated before.
You're messing around.
wow. Sean is quite unique. I love it. I love it. Chris.
I'm totally honest.
Got it.
Sean,
We respect that.
Sean never cheated. I need to see your face closer, Sean.
Leave
Come
him
closer to the
alone,
camera.
Marlon. Leave him alone. Chris, go ahead.
When it comes to cheating, the reason that men cheat can be all different. I mean, I wish I could say that black men don't cheat. I know some that have, you know what I mean. I've never cheated myself, not because I'm holier than thou. Wait, no, wait. Not because I'm holier than thou, and then because I was trying to be. I never cheated because when I've committed myself to a relationship, I haven't cheated upon outside of that relationship. But there were plenty of stretches in my time where I wasn't in a relationship and was seeing multiple women. But I wasn't in any relationship with any of them, and they knew this. But if I've committed to a relationship, I've never cheated on that relationship. And that's just because, and it's bad for me to say this, but one of the main reasons I've never cheated is because I'm one person that puts a lot into something, and just myself, I don't like seeing it fail, right? So with me putting all of my attention into something like that, it doesn't leave a lot of room outside of me trying to be successful in my own personal life for other options and other, time to invest in something else. So I might be one of the few that's by default alone, I just didn't cheat. You know what I mean? So I'm not trying to come off holier than thou. I'm just telling you the reasons of why I did.
Yeah.
And I think men cheat a lot of times because of physicality. It's something that's convenient. It's something that might be right there. At the same time, men like to hunt, but they also like submissiveness. So if a woman fits that need at that particular time from that man, if he is willing to pursue it, then he'll cheat.
Okay, good. So I want to go to Abdel and then Max, and we gotta close. And then I'm gonna read you guys some of the comments.
Yo, Max, you ever heard about the albatross birds or penguins that mate for life?
Yeah.
The albatross, they mate for life, and penguin. You said you're a serial monogamous, right?
Yeah.
So I agree with Chris. I used to be like that. I used to just be with multiple women when I'm not in a relationship, but I've never really cheated when I was in a relationship. Seriously, because the thing is like, bro, when you commit, it's tough. It's tough.
Wait, Marlon said he's never cheated. Oh my God, I'm so I need to focus. Go ahead, Abdel. Go ahead.
No, I haven't in any committed relationship that I've been in. I did what Chris did back in the day, but all the relationships that I've been in, seriously, I haven't, because it's a lot of work. I find it exhausting. I'm just saying. But
these days I find it exhausting. These days, that's why
you're getting old.
Your profession, bro. Your profession.
You're getting old, Marlon.
I feel that way.
No, it's true. The thing is, a lot of times too, women sometimes don't want to be honest with themselves. They think they're in a relationship with you when you just know it's not. That could get confusing sometimes. And I think this is where the communication. Some women are with you, and they think that they're with you, but you're and then because you don't want to be rough and rude, and then when you lay it down the line, and then your name could be peddled that way. You guys agree with that?
Got it.
Somewhat.
Got it. So I want to bring in Max, and then I'm gonna read some of the comments, and we gotta close, guys. I would love to have you all back on next week because the comments are very crazy. Sean, you have quite a few marriage proposals. We're gonna get into that just now. Marlon, Lord have mercy. I'll get into you in a sec. And Max, just your thoughts.
My thoughts on cheating?
Yeah. Why do men cheat?
I think men cheat because they're in the relationships that they shouldn't be in. Church.
No, but
go ahead.
Not even that you ain't supposed to be in.
Go ahead, Max.
I think
church.
What happened?
When you want to be with a woman, then you might jump into a relationship just because that's what they want. And then you're stuck in a relationship that you might not have a good dynamic on, and then you decide, well, it's not actually what I wanted, so I'm going to go get something else. I'm going to admit, because Abdel, I'm a serial monogamous on the premise that first and foremost, I'm not
gonna lie. Every time Max says that, I laugh.
It's okay, bro.
Leave Max alone, okay?
You have to understand something. What I mean by that.
I agree. No, because I know you're telling the truth. That's why I'm laughing, brethren. I know.
What I mean by that is this: I'm like a hopeless romantic. I truly believe that there is the one relationship that will change, the way that you do things, and that you're supposed to build your life off of a team. I think the problem is I'll get into a relationship, like Chris said, where I'm with someone, I'm committed for 2 years, and that shit is gonna go down like the Titanic before I jump off. You know what I mean? I believe that it's gonna be a forever thing.
You send it to me.
That's why
I never throw anything. I'm a hoarder.
You know what I mean?
Thank you.
Chris, your mic is on. Go ahead, Max.
Yeah, I just that's what I believe. I believe
Sorry.
in a relationship. I just genuinely believe that that's my forever. in between the relationship, maybe I'm not entirely all about monogamy, but at the same time, I think that the reality is, again, these are a lot of young people. I think life is different now than it was 50 years ago, 60 years ago, because think about it, like we're living for 80, 90 years. This is crazy. Like, how are we supposed to jump in a relationship at 25, know what we want, know who we want to be with, find that person, and then have a life that's ready and prepared to evolve and grow with someone else for the next 60 years? I just think that that's kind of crazy. So I think that leads to a lot of cheating and people being in relationships they shouldn't be in.
Got it. Okay, so let me get into some of the comments. Guys, I would seriously love to have you all on back next week, but I want to bring you on with some of the ladies and like have you guys, like let's have a conversation. Let's have a conversation. Because the people
that means the men gonna get yelled at. That's what that means.
No,
I need to be here with the ladies.
Exactly.
Be here with the ladies.
Nah,
like
Marlon, we gotta have you back for the ladies.
I really would love to have you guys on back next week with the ladies. So
Tracy,
some of the comments, Sean, go ahead, Max. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I want to know if at the end we can have another conversation. Just ask one question, because there's something that's been on my mind, and I want to ask it, but I want you to do your points. It has nothing to do with this podcast. I just want to have a group discussion about it because I think it's a valid point right now.
Got it. Okay, great. All right, so Sean, all of the ladies, they want to get married to you. Max, for the win. The ladies love Max, for the win. Aura, very smooth. I appreciate Max's views and also Marlon's, given the Carnival Day example. Some girls just want to have fun and enjoy their experience. Somebody's, another comment, whoever is with Marlon, they're going to get a heart attack. He's a lot to deal with. That's not I'm just telling you guys what they're saying in the comments, okay?
I'm used to these comments.
I'll send you guys the link. You get to browse them yourself. You get to see everyone yourself. Someone else, listen, Marlon got sugar to give and he's sharing it. That's all. He's choosing to give it to these things. Where's the disrespect coming from? Because that's what he likes. Not because women are aggressive, because Marlon wants to give away the sugar.
Marlon's the
These
sugar.
are the comments.
Exactly.
Max, another comment. Max is very smart. Lovely. They agree with you guys that you men need to be treated a certain type of way, need to be taken out. So I'm sure the ladies have benefited so much from this discussion that they are geared and ready to come back and rumble. No, not rumble.
Tracey.
Lord Jesus, she said rumble.
No. I don't want you guys to get scared. And Max, they're like, Max, they want to know, are you single?
I am single, yes.
They didn't hear what he said?
That's a lie, Max.
Serial monogamous.
I'm a serial monogamous. You guys, come on, thank you.
No, I'm not gonna assume. Like, they're asking. Sean, the ladies want to know if you would marry them. Like, if you have an interest in Guyanese girls, I want you to respond. Do you like Guyanese women? Be careful now. Your mic is muted.
He know.
Be careful, Sean. We're going to Guyana soon.
You know. Oh my God.
I love Guyanese women. I have a lot of
friends.
Yeah, and I'm very single, so let's make it happen.
He does like Guyanese women. I'm one of his friends. Hello.
Can I say this, Tracy?
Say it.
Guyanese women say man is dog. You in there, Sean. Don't feel no way. But
listen,
you in there.
Do not try to portray the women a certain type of way.
I gotta tell them what they think about men. Unless they're saying Guyanese man is dog. But they don't say that. They're
not saying that. He's lying, guys. They're not saying that. They're saying that about him. Let's be specific now.
Sean, you good to go.
We're ready.
I'm giving Sean the key to the city.
All right, so we gotta go. This was so much fun, so much insight. I'm going to let you guys briefly. Gentlemen, I thought the women were long-winded, but damn, this is a serious competition. Serious competition. Chris, your closing words, please. We gotta be brief. We gotta go.
Just everyone be honest with each other, and everything else will work itself out as long as you have honesty to start with.
Got it. Aura.
The key to relationships is the cure.
Sean?
Live life. You can hear me?
Yes.
Just live life and enjoy it and be honest with yourself and with your partner or whoever you're talking with.
Got it. Max? Stop playing games. I love it. I love it. Stop playing games if you didn't see that. That's it. Period. Max just dropped the mic. That's it. Abdel, your final thoughts?
I agree with Max. Max is like solid there. No games and communication. That's it.
Got it. And we always, every one of you amazing, but I wanted to let Marlon speak last. Marlon,
Yeah.
redeem yourself. I'm joking.
I feel like, everything is a phase, like certain things you go through, it's a phase. I've been through that phase where I feel like, I wanted 100 women, and that was exciting to me. I was experimenting, but when you get to the next phase, it's like, you just want stability and all these things, and you just want to build yourself, build your business, and have somebody to build with. That's the whole purpose of this life, to teach you all that there are cons and pros when entering and leaving a relationship, and there's things that guys like that y'all don't do. So be safe, stay corona free. Thanks for logging in, and we're gonna be outside soon.
Soon. All right. So again, guys, thank you so much. This was so much fun talking to you all. I personally have gotten so much insight on so many issues. I'm seriously appreciative. I could not have picked a better handful of guys to come on and to talk about this. So diverse in so many ways. And ladies, remember you can go. Well, everyone, but it's a bunch of ladies. Anyway, everyone, remember. To go to our Instagram page, that's like the number 1-on-1 with Tracey Khan. All of the guys, their Instagram handles, they're on the page, and everyone here, they're doing amazing things. So make sure you follow them, make sure you support them. Okay, as I said, everyone here, talented, super, super talented, so many different skills.
I'm gonna follow all the guys. I gotta follow all the guys on this.
Yeah, this is a good networking situation right here as well. Definitely. All right, so good. So
definitely. And Tracey, big up yourself.
Thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate that. Thank you.
I can't wait for next week. I'm not telling you no lie. I'll be here next week. Don't forget next week.
I'm with you, Marlon.
I'm with you. Chris.
You gotta be mentally prepared to deal with Marlon and then all of you and then the ladies as well. It's gonna be very interesting.
We coming with Fox next week.
I'm gonna have a haircut next week, man. I'm gonna have a haircut.
Ladies, y'all heard that? Y'all heard that? The guys are gunning.
Coming out today.
The guys are gunning. Again, make sure you follow us
for real, we love all, yeah.
And everything. So bye guys, bye.
Later.
Respect, brothers. Take care.
Later. Everybody. Appreciate you guys.
Please.